What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. I'm your host, Wolfson, and today's episode, we're going to talk about the controversy that we've been hearing for the past couple of weeks. I'm telling you, it's been insane so far in these couple of weeks. I mean, we're going to discuss about the Joe Budden fallout with Spotify, the hypocrisy in regards to the WAP song that was made by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, and of course, the backlash that Netflix is receiving right now due to a poor marketing choice for a movie release. Yep, it's a messy one. It's a messy episode we'll be dealing today, you know? It's a dozy, and I will be discussing some of these subjects, what I believe in, what can you learn from it, and how to avoid these very easy mistakes. Because believe it or not, it may look like next level mistakes, but in reality, it all started with one small little mistake and it blew it up out of proportion. So we're definitely gonna talk about it, and it's a lot to talk about. But I will try my best to fit all these subjects into this one episode. If not, it's okay. Not the end of the world. We'll still gonna talk about it. So be sure to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and of course, as well, the YouTube channel at thelonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com, where you can check all my latest episodes. You can also follow me at any of my social media at Wolfson Music for any recent updates, any of the episodes clips, and whatnot. And hey, guys, if you guys have got a topic that you guys want me to talk about or discuss or something, hit me up on my social medias and we'll bring it up on the next episode. Okay, guys? So without further ado, let's get started. This is the Lone Wolv Podcast. The fuck? I just wonder, what if I can actually recreate these voice sounds that I always wear? Damn, son, where'd you find this? Here we go! Ah, shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I managed to find my own voice samples on my next vocal pack. Oh, fuck yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. Before we get started, I know. We missed one Friday episode. I get it. I'm here. Let me tell you guys something. It was Labor Day weekend, and I deserve to enjoy Labor Day with my family, you know? So I just wanted to spend time with them, and I just say, like, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's one day. I will come back with bigger stuff. And what you know is that this episode is gonna be one of those bigger episodes. I'm gonna make it small, but not big enough that it's gonna be long enough and tedious. But I will get straight to the point on most of these and what I believe in. And like the title of the episode, it's a controversy episode. That's right, guys. We're gonna talk about the controversy that we've been hearing for the past couple of days. Weeks, actually, to be more precise. For starters, let's start with the Joe Budden fallout with Spotify. Let's talk about that very quickly, you know? So, for those of you who don't know who Joe Budden is, Joe Budden was a former well-known rapper in the hip-hop scene. For those of you guys never heard of him, I'll tell you what, you have heard of him. You have. He's literally the one-hit wonder artist from Bump It Up. Like, bump it up. Bump it up. Yeah, that's right. The song that you've heard of it from movies like Too Fast, Too Furious, and You Got Served? Yes, that guy. Believe it or not, that guy had a long trajectory as a rapper, but it didn't fly off that well. At least in the way I looked at it, the way I did my research on him. He didn't fly off that well. He joined with Eminem's label and created a boy band. To be honest, it is a boy band. I mean, it's a group of rappers all together. They call themselves Slaughterhouse, in which it's all based on roots, like the old school roots of rap and hip hop, in which, you know, it's all GG gangsters and roasting one another and shit like that, you know? And I think it was more of a freestyle boy band. I don't know. But yeah, they went to Slaughterhouse. They weren't that big. They weren't well known. I mean, I'll kid you not, his entire career as a rapper did not fly off after Pump It Up. Like, to be honest, any other songs, it wasn't that big of a deal. But surprisingly, he still remained relevant in the music industry. And he also performed in, well, not performed, but played a part in Love and Hip Hop New York because he's from New York. And obviously, those reality shows, it shows you all the hip hop artists, you know, and their love interests and whatnot. And basically, it's just a drama, like any other reality show. You know, it's all fucking drama. And then he also did his podcast. It's called the Joe Budden Podcast. Very good. I love listening to his episodes. I used to listen to it faithfully, all of them, until certain topics went a little bit like left field and right, and then super like controversial or hypocrite out of him, and I stopped watching it. So I only listen to his clips, and I want to see what's the title of his clips and you know stuff. And yeah, because even though he's good at what he does, there's certain things that you know he's wrong, and he doesn't want to admit it. And that's some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about with his fallout with Spotify. So I just want to give you guys a little bio of who Joe Budden is. You know, he is somebody in the industry. I mean, he does the state of the culture, and he's done a couple of interviews with Breakfast Club. Other than that, Love and Hip Hop and Joe Budden podcast, like probably complex with he did this show with academics. I don't know, academics the bozo. I don't know. I blanked out, but yeah, now he's like. His main job and focus is right there, the Joe Budden podcast, along with his co-host Rory, Maul, and then Parts. And you guys are wondering, okay, so you give me their bio, what he does. So what's going on with him? Why is it related to us? Well, here's the thing. What I like about Joe Budden is that he has no filters. And he always looks out for people when it comes to music industry related shit like contracts and marketing and other shit, you know, like because he's been through it all. He's been signed to labels, he's been signed to songs, he's been signed to contract and agencies and managements and lawyers, and they're like he knows the ins and outs of the industry himself, like because he knows. So I like to listen to it, and I suggest some of you guys, if you guys ever listening to what goes on mostly on the hip hop scene, I mean you go listen to the Joe Budden podcast. I recommend him, you know. Some of them are going to be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And yes, I agree. And that's where we're going to talk about. We're going to go right now into this. So now that I give you about what Joe Budden is and who he is and why we're discussing about it, recently, he had a deal with Spotify that lasted 2 years, I believe, in which Spotify wanted to release his podcast. So Spotify is going to give him money in exchange. I want your show in our platform. Obviously, the only availability is the audio version because Spotify hasn't released a video version yet that we know of. Maybe soon they're actually going to start doing that. I don't know. But yeah, they haven't released a video version, and they signed on Joe Budden for 2 years. This was 2 years ago. And yeah, they paid him. It's like, we want you to post your episodes 2 times a week on Spotify, the audio clips, exclusively to Spotify. That means that you cannot post it on SoundCloud. You cannot post it on iHeart or Apple Podcasts. Any audio platform right now cannot be posted. Only Spotify. Spotify has the exclusive audio clips for it, for any of the episodes. Granted, you can still use your video YouTube to post the full episode in the video version, but the audios, Spotify will keep that. So they did that 2 years. The numbers went well. I mean, they did great for what I've read in all these articles and as well from Joe Budden. The contract is about to be finished. So I guess in this portion is where, you know, let's renegotiate the deal. Let's renew this contract and renegotiate and try to get more money, because that's usually what happens when you're signed to a management or an agency or a label. Usually at the end of the contract, there's a clause in which gives you the option to renew if you actually signed that off with said person. So when the contract reads, it's like, hey, you know, you're like 90 days away to end this contract. Do you want to renew it? Yes. All right, let's renew it. Okay, let's negotiate. Like, do you want the same deal or what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So obviously it becomes a back and forth. And it's a good thing I talk about this because this also applies to everything in the world. It's especially music contracts. When you're signed to a label and the label tells you, like, I want this song of yours, release on your song. There's a clause in which, like, once this song is like 10, 20 years old, you can renegotiate your song, and then if you want, we can keep it and give you more royalties out of it, or don't negotiate it and the song is yours, but we're no longer gonna support it. Stuff like that happens in the music industry. Absolutely. Especially more closer outside of the music industry on a car dealership. When you go and lease a car, you negotiate a terms of the car. So 3 years, 36 months, basically. And in 36 months, once the contract is about to be over, after you pay every month, the dealership tells you, say, hey, here are the options to you either continue leasing the car or purchase the car or give the car to us and get a new one, or give the car to us and that's it. And that's why you try to negotiate with the dealership, see what we can do, what we can find, and all that, blah, blah, blah. Same thing is happening in the music world, in the music, and any other contracts. Guarantee. So we're now gonna go talk about the fallout. So that made it very publicly. So apparently it did not go well because, according to Joe Budden, Spotify wanted a huge chunk of the podcast. Like, I don't know, like it was a huge amount, and they want to be exclusive to it, and they want the podcast and the video to be exclusive. And Joe Budden is like, all right, cool. If you want that, then this is what I'm worth. I want this. And Spotify is like, what? Nah, what? Yeah, I want this. I'm worth $250 million. So I want $250 million contract for if you guys want my show. And yeah, Spotify went like, yeah, no, pass. Looks like we'll have to let go. That's basically what happened. According to Spotify, they tried their best to negotiate the terms and find other ways in which they can pay money to Joe Budden, but Joe Budden was sticking his ground. It's like, no, I'm worth 250. I want 250. I don't want less than that because I know how much you guys make, and I'm the owner of this show, so I deserve some black ownership, blah, blah, blah. It became a huge back and forth shit because everybody started going to Spotify at the same time starting going to Joe Budden, because Joe Budden doesn't realize that you're not worth $250 million. That's a ridiculous amount of money to put the cojones to let a corporate know. It's like, you better pay me $250 while I'm walking out. That's me spitting on the side so I won't spit on the microphone or on the camera. But that's literally me going like, get the fuck out of here, Joe Budden. You are worth shit. Granted, I love it that you actually took the cojones and let them know your worth. That I know what I'm worth of. But 250? Fuck you, bro. The Joe Rogan podcast is not even worth 250. And his numbers are higher than you. Way higher. But no, Joe Budden and his ego wanted it to be compared that, like, I'm a network. I'm the same level as the Ringer. I'm the same level as the Joe Rogan. I'm the same level as this, and that. And then you like, what? You're not a network, dude. Straight up. You're just a one podcast show. That you can actually compete with these networks that have multiple podcast shows and you're outsmarting them? Yeah, you're not a network. You only have one show and that's it. There's no other network. There's nothing else. And you can't put yourself on Love and Hip Hop because that's a different show owned by MTV, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's owned by MTV. So you don't own that. You're just an employee. State of the Culture. You don't own State of the Culture. You're a host for that show, but you don't own it. P. Diddy owns that. That's his network, not yours. So outside of that, and outside of the Joe Budden podcast, what other shows you own? Not employed, not host, own. None. Just one, the Joe Budden podcast. So yeah, he owns shit. Only his own show. Every other thing is he's an employee. What got me riled up about this is for two things. Number one, he started riling up against Spotify, one of the biggest platforms in the music industry. Like, try to choke them and cut them throats completely. Like, that's the biggest burn bridge you could ever do. Knowing Spotify is the future. Guarantee Spotify is gonna be next level shit. You just burn a huge bridge with it. And it's not only that, it's the fact, the hypocrisy and the controversy that comes out of his fucking mouth saying like I'm worth 250. And it all becomes like, it all boils down because he says like, I've seen the numbers. I should be getting paid more. I should get paid more. Where's my bonus? You gave bonus to other people. Why shouldn't you give me bonuses? That's some white corporate shit. I'm like, do you have any idea what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, I'm sorry, bro. You're not Jay-Z. And that's what makes me mad. He acts like he has Jay-Z money. Like he has Jay-Z money and Jay-Z power. You can learn from Jay-Z and you can have all the moves. Would you be able to have the same level of status as Jay-Z? It all depends on you. But you're no Jay-Z. At this moment, you're not Jay-Z. And he's talking big shit as if he's Jay-Z. Demanding them, letting them know it's like I should get paid and whatnot. And I should get paid more. I'm pretty sure Spotify, because I know in every label, they always try to reel you in with some deal. It's like, all right. Here's the thing. We can't pay you $250. That's a ridiculous amount. This is how much we can pay you. $180. And you can still keep on YouTube, but the audio is still with us. $180, and then you get like 50-50 on the royalties. I'm pretty sure because most of these people, they do not want to let it go. They do not want to let go to something that's good. But if shit ain't working, they'll cut the corners. They'll do it. Why? Because that's corporate. That's what happens. If you start bat-mouthing corporate, yeah, you're done. You're just another employee. We'll replace you with another one. And I think that's the problem with Joe Budden. I think that was his biggest problem. That he thought that Spotify will come around and give him the money. Like, no, Spotify immediately kicked him out. It's like, all right, fuck you, bro. We're not going to give you shit. And I think that's why he's so mad and he's back talking shit to Spotify through his podcast and through his tweeters and whatnot. Well, he didn't realize that he's not at an executive level, but he's an employee. And when you're under a contract as an employee, the money that they give you, that you negotiate, that's the money that you're going to get. When you negotiate terms, try to get a little bit more. And a little bit more, and so on, so on, so on. But you don't just go ahead and demand, give me the same amount as this person, you know? Like, that's suicide, bro. That's what the fuck, bro? That's ridiculous. And that's why I kept reading more. I did more research. And yeah, it's basically, that's what it is. That dude demanded so much money that he believed that Spotify is like, we cannot let him go. But Spotify did what any other corporate did. If an employee is not doing, is doing well, they don't want to let go, but they don't want to negotiate the terms. And all right, bye. We got other more coming along. You're an expendable person. We can easily replace you. And that's what corporate did. And so he went on a mad rampage with Spotify, with Spotify and everybody, and Charlemagne the God. For those of you who don't know Charlemagne the God is a radio syndicate that's been working with the Breakfast Club for 10 years. He's well known from Donkey of the Day. He has done books with Black Privilege and Shook One Societies, and he's also partnered with Andrew Schultz on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. I recommend everybody to listen to the Brilliant Idiots podcast. That's a genius podcast. Like, I laugh my ass off with that podcast. It's the one of the best ones I've ever heard. I recommend people to listen to it. But yeah, he started bat-mouthing Charlemagne the God because, you know, Charlemagne like is telling Joe Budden, it's like, hey, Joe Budden, shut the fuck up. Like, that if you didn't get the money that you want, that's because you don't know how to negotiate, which is true. And this is the second part of the controversy of why he fucked up. He start bad mouthing Charlemagne the God, and because Charlemagne, as a radio host, you're here to report your facts and opinions, and he did. He basically told Joe Budden, like, that means that you didn't reach out into a conclusion. You didn't do a good job or a good deal. Like, you should have done better. Like, you should have renegotiated. You should have your reps. That's the stupid thing you could do. And Joe Budden got heated that he just put him on blast, roasted his ass. It's like, Charlemagne, don't talk shit about me because you're a dog. Because you work on a corporate. You're an employee with corporate. I am my own man. I'm the owner of my own company, my own show. You're not owner of your own show. You don't have ownership of this. You don't have executive level. So you can't talk about certain things. When I heard that episode about Joe Budden talking smack about Charlemagne, I was like, damn, shots fired. Shots fired. What was Charlemagne's response to that? Oh my God. He announced that he did a 50-50 partnership with iHeartRadio, in which they're going to release what is known the Black Effect. The Black Effect Network, which this network consists of multiple podcast shows. Dwight Howard has his own podcast show, and he's part of that Black Effect. Well, he had people from the sports world, the comedy world, the maturity world, the mindfulness world, the politics world. He's announced that I got partner with iHeartRadio, and we're doing the Black Effect Network, in which we're gonna release a bunch of these podcast episodes. As soon as I heard that, I said, holy Santa Claus shit! Damn! That's his response. Like, damn! He told Joe Budden, no, you shut the fuck up. I couldn't believe it. That's the best way to respond to somebody. And I agree to him. Don't ever, if you guys gonna critique your critics, don't respond to him by talking back or writing them down. Like, no, let your actions speak for you. Because it's always been like this. Actions speak louder than words. And once you know it, he announces his Black Effect Network with partnership with iHeartRadio, which he has 50-50 ownership. iHeartRadio has their has their half of it, and he has it. So in other terms, he's an owner of a network, which Joe Budden doesn't have a network, so he's only owner of his own show. So Charlemagne, the guy, told Joe Budden to shut the fuck up, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, apparently. After all those shots fired that Joe Budden was given to Charlemagne, say, you don't know what you're doing, I'm a black owner, blah, blah, blah. Charlemagne went on and say, like, I own half of a network. I'm at executive level. What are you? You talk about black power, black empowerment, and ownership and whatnot. Guess what? I am ownership. Kudos to Charlemagne. And to finish Joe Budden off, he ended the sentence with, you don't earn what you deserve. You earn what you negotiate. Bro, when Charlemagne said those words, that's it. He clean up the dead body. Joe Budden, you're done. That's it. Like, you can't respond to that. Like, how the fuck can you respond to that? Like, how? That is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard from anybody who's even from this out there. Guys, if you guys don't even recognize, if a high-level person like Charlemagne gives you some tips, some word of advice of doing how to do things, take it. Take it because they're true. And you know why that's true? Because he's been through it all. When I heard those words, I was like, those are the words of a fucking high-level ownership. Joe Budden can't say shit about this. Like, what the fuck can he say? And Charlemagne basically dedicated an entire episode on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, the recent one, in which he returns to the studio with Andrew Schultz And they were basically talking about that. Obviously, they were making fun of Joe Budden because, recently after the whole Spotify, like a small little smear campaign came out of no left field about, his ex wife, no, not ex wife, ex fiance, come out with some court documents about him dragging her, abusing her, shit like that, and him caughting him masturbating his dog and shit, and there's audio clips of him on the episode about saying something like that, like some weird freaky shit. Like it's been a weird couple of weeks with him, all because he decided to open his fucking mouth and say such nonsense. One of the biggest critics I give to Joe Budden is that he's a hypocrite because he says certain things, and then when people call him out on those and show him receipts, he just like bats it up, like don't say anything about it. Like he has no words. He's literally the dog that barks and no bites. So when you show him receipts, he's like, a perfect example is that he interviewed Nicki Minaj in Nicki Minaj's studio and at Queen Radio, and I remember that she came with receipts on him because he was talking mad shit about her and some of the stupid mistakes that she was doing and blah, blah, blah. And when she came to Queen Radio, she was going on him and said, like, you said this to me. Why you say that? And Joe Budden's like, I don't remember saying that. You got me confused. It's like, and she's like, no, you didn't say that? Hold on. Pull her phone, and she pressed play on the shit that he was saying. And then he was like, oh, but you took it out of context because that's not what I said. It's like, bro, hypocrite. Also, he has a selective memory loss in which it goes back to his hypocrisy. He basically like say things and he forgets that he's actually said that. And when you backdrop to him, he's like, I didn't say that. It's like, dude, you say that. Everybody in the room says you said it. It's like, I didn't say that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's like, dude, you just say that. Let's go back to the episode. Oh, okay. I said that. More other credits I could say about him. He's a loudmouth dumbass. Like, he needs to do more research on some of his topics because he doesn't know half of the shit that he's talking about. He's lately, most of the time, he's talking out of his ass when it comes to certain subjects. And yeah, he's just being very controversial. I don't know why. That's why I stopped listening to him, because he's starting saying goofy shit that you're not like what? You're just screaming out of nowhere because of what? Oh, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, guys, that's basically the fallout with Spotify and Joe Budden. And to be honest, guys, my opinion with that is that Joe Budden is an idiot. And I agree with Charlamagne. You don't earn what you deserve. You earn what you negotiate. Take it as it is, guys. Because on the episode The Brilliant Is, which they explain very specific, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown to it. One section of the episode, they basically say like you will never, ever gonna get the money that you want or you reserve or you deserve. You're always gonna get less, but it's your job to negotiate, to push how far can you go to get that, because you're trying to get leverage. And then once you get that leverage, your worth starts to increase a little bit more, and you can still negotiate. And once you leverage that, you can leverage hooking up with some other networks and some other people, and then you can connect. Basically a massive network shit that you connect with a bunch of people. And then what you can end up doing is basically, all right, I'm gonna negotiate more or less. I'm gonna ask for this. They're gonna lowball me. So my main goal is basically ask for half of what that. Go midway. That's how you do negotiate. You don't always get what you want. No, you always negotiate mostly in the middle of what they can offer you and what you want. You always negotiate to the middle. It's called the happy ground. Meet in the middle. And then before you know it, boom, all right, let's sign the deal. Basically. So it was stupid from Joe Budden to ever quit, not negotiate well. And I agree, he didn't do his job well, or his lawyers or his reps. I don't know. That was stupid of him. Especially Spotify, one of the biggest platforms. Like, other than Spotify, you got either iHeartRadio or SoundCloud and Apple Music. Like, okay, But Spotify is literally one of the biggest right now in the music industry. That's where everybody's literally in. They stream everything from their phones through that. And yeah, letting it go, that was stupid, guys. That was basically stupid. So I'm just gonna go on. Speaking on audio and music, we're gonna go a little quick talk about the WAP song that everybody's been talking about and being a lot of controversial on that fucking song. On the previous episode, me and Archie talked about a bit about that in the last couple of minutes before the episode, and we talked about it. Like, as we agree and disagree on certain things, like mostly I agree to what Archie was saying because yeah, it is true. Like, obviously they're trying to normalize something. They're trying to normalize something in which, and then they're trying to push the threshold, and then so on and so on. The threshold becomes, like, all right, what's after this, and then so on and so on until it becomes normal when we're talking about web shit. My issue about it is like, okay, Nicki Minaj, I mean, not Nicki Minaj, sorry guys, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, they're both rappers. So when they did the WAP song, to me, I was like, okay, they did this. I mean, it's a nasty song, but I don't like it, but all right, cool. It's not like nothing new I'd never heard of. Shit. How many times Miss Elliott be talking about her downstairs on her songs? Or her doing it? How many times I've heard Little Kim talking about that shit? Nicki Minaj talk about her poom poom when she does his collaboration chats with other rappers. This ain't the fucking first time I'm hearing. Like, guys, my argument in all this is how many hypocrites are in this world that they're saying like, oh my God, that's nasty. It's like, guys, this is not the first time we heard something like this. Like, we heard this from Miss Elliott, from Little Kim, from fucking Nicki Minaj for a bunch of collab songs or even her own songs. Like, we've heard this before. Why are we giving much attention to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? Why are we giving them shit? They're rappers. That's what rappers do. They're supposed to talk about nasty stuff. That's what they do. Oh, just because they're women and they're talking about their downstairs and shit and whatnot? How many times have I not heard of a fucking rapper talk about Molly, drugs, Percocet, fucking Future on Percocet, Molly Percocet? Like, how many fucking rappers have we heard about drugs? And that's way worse topics than talking about the downstairs of a woman, especially when the rappers are talking about themselves and they don't give a fuck. They know it. How is that different from other rappers talking about drugs and shit and whatnot? You're okay with that? Or when they're talking about killing others? How many rap music have we heard about other people saying like, we're gonna kill you or we're gonna beat the fuck out of you? Gang bang, shitty gang bang. Like, how many times have we not heard it? Shit, how many times have we not heard them saying fucking other women and shit and whatnot? How many times have we not heard of seeing this shit? And we make that shit as normal, but when two women does it, holy shit, we need to stop the world because this is bad. I don't want this to be heard. It's like, get the fuck out of here, guys. Like, seriously, get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna talk about much because I discussed most of this stuff in my previous episodes, but I just want to touch it on my own personal take about this. Like, I don't like the song personally, but it's nothing new that I haven't heard of any other hip hop or trap or rap song, to be honest. Fucking A, R&B, R. Kelly. How many times have we hear a fucking R. Kelly song? And are you gonna tell me that most of his songs do not associate with underage women? And we believe, and we hear R. Kelly music, and we think that's fucking normal. Newsflash: R. Kelly's in fucking jail because of all the shitty shit that he did, going with underage women. He's in fucking jail, and he deserves to be in jail and rot and die in there, straight up. But still, there's still fucking people listening to fucking R. Kelly songs, and most of the R. Kelly songs is, yeah, it's romantic and shit, but if you actually hear their lyrics very carefully, they say nasty stuff about underage. But that's normal. That's okay. That's okay. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion talk about their downstairs? No. R. Kelly music? Yeah. Fucking hypocrites, guys. And I'll be honest, it was a great marketing move from either Cardi B's people or Megan Thee Stallion or both together. It was a great marketing move to do this song and to put it out in the public, because that's exactly what they want. They want you to talk about it. And believe it or not, that's what is making the numbers nowadays. Talking about it, because you're trending it. It's becoming a trend. Every fucking social media, you can put hashtag WAP, bro. Their song is being put out there. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's listening about it. Every talk show host, radio, news, podcast, whatnot, everybody's talking about it. Boom. You made it through. You made everybody talk about it. Smart decision for you. It was a nice marketing move from them. So kudos for those guys. Now, on to the last subject, in which I'm not going to say it was a smart marketing move, and also talk about R. Kelly and underage women. We're going to talk about the backlash that Netflix is right now receiving right now due to the latest marketing move they pull. And I got to say, it's the stupidest marketing choice they ever did. And like, wow. So if you guys are living under the rock and you don't have no idea why people are posting their Facebooks or Twitter saying, I'm going to cancel my Netflix account or boycott Netflix or shit like that, let me give you a little rundown. So apparently, Netflix bought the rights to a movie so they can release it in Netflix in America. I believe it was an already made movie. Granted, I've never seen this movie, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more later on. It's a French movie. I think it was Mignonne, something like that. I think it's titled. I think that's French for little one or small, something like that. I'm not French. Any people who in the audience can correct me, comment down below. But yeah, and they put it on Netflix. Their era Netflix. Problem to this is that the movie, they decided to change the name of the movie from Mignonne to Cuties. All right, okay, cool. So far, so good. Until they went to the marketing part. When they put the trailer and they put the poster. The poster is basically 4 little girls in a sense of half naked dance wear clothes and twerking. And that's what the trailer showed up as well. I was like, okay. I'm not watching that. I ain't watching shit. No way. Wow. Okay. So they're receiving a huge backlash of this because of their poor decision marketing. It's basically they're trying to sexualize young girls out there to get ratings. And people are losing their shit right now because they want to cancel it. Because they're not going to see a movie about little girls doing twerk and shit and whatnot. Fair enough. I agree. I don't want that too. I don't want to see that either. I was in the fence. I was like, wow, that's fucked up from Netflix. Like, what the fuck? Why would you do something like that? When I saw the trailer, the original trailer, the French trailer, I was like, wait, is this the same movie as the one they did the trailer? Holy shit, it is. It's the same movie from Netflix, Cuties. Cuties and Mignon is the same movie. They haven't changed anything. They just changed the name and the posters and marketing and whatnot. It's the same movie. And it's like, why the fuck the French trailer is way different than the Netflix version of the trailer? So I look into it even more, and it piqued my curiosity. It's like, what is going on? Why did Netflix did such a horrible job on this? So I tried to go search even more information about this, did my research, and apparently the movie is not about little girls dancing and doing twerking. Like, no. That's one scene of the movie, but that's not what the movie is about. No, the movie goes way beyond that on a level of cringeworthy and accepting reality, because this is exactly what's happening. In layman's terms, granted, I have not seen the movie and I cannot criticize much about the movie because I have not seen it. And that's something I always said, like, I can't criticize something if I haven't seen it. I can critique what I've seen from the clips, and based on what people's reaction, I can critique people's reaction and what they think of. Yes, But I'm not gonna critique the movie. I'm not gonna say whether it's a great movie, you should watch it, or it's a horrible movie, you shouldn't watch it. Like, no. But based off what I'm seeing and when I'm doing my research and what people's reaction, what they were saying about them seeing the movie and whatnot, they basically talk about it's like it's not even about that. It's about this girl on a certain religion. I forgot what it was, and her dad is about to marry her second wife, and it's something normal that happens in that religion. And then she's distraught because she doesn't know what to do with her life and whatnot. So she starts moving in with her dad, and then she goes to that regular normal life. But in reality, it's all fake and phony because obviously everybody's all fucked up. Like all the girls with their cell phones try to sexualize themselves because of TikTok or selfie. Let me take a selfie and shit like that. And then they start doing dancing and whatnot. And I want certain point, the girl just like says enough. I cannot live this fake life. This is not the life I wanted. And then goes back to her mom and lives a happier life with her mom. That's what I caught in all this. So I was like, okay. So that's what the movie is. So I was like, why the fuck Netflix did a poor marketing job on that? Like, they know the movie is not about that, but people are putting it as if it's about that. So two things I gotta say about this. One, Netflix, you did a horrible fucking job on marketing this movie. Horrible. Changing the name and having the trailer to show more of little girls dancing. That is the stupidest shit you could ever think about. Yes, but we got the people talking. Yes, at what expense? See, there's a difference about having people talking about a certain thing and numbers going up versus people are talking about a certain thing and your numbers are going down. I just saw the Netflix stock market is dropping. Yeah, all because of that movie. All because they did a horrible marketing job out of it. They should have actually did the original trailer, which is the French, and explain what it is and do all that stuff. But they didn't do a great job out of it. Very fucking stupid out of it. So I'm not gonna watch the movie. I don't need to. But I can see why people are mad about it. I can understand. However, second thing I'm gonna talk about is I know this type of movie. These movies are those type of movies that makes you feel a certain way. Makes you feel like uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to be in this position. I don't want my daughter to be in this position. I don't want my niece, my grandchildren, my whatever, my cousin or sister, whatever. I don't want them to be in this position. That's what that type of movie is. It's that movie that makes you feel cringeworthy, uncomfortable. Like, why are you showing this? Why is this happening? Why am I seeing this? It's because it's one of those movies that depicts of reality, of what's happening with reality, of what's going on in reality. Something that Archie was saying is people do not want to live in reality. They want to live in their own fantasy world. That's why you got so many of these Instagram models and TikTok users and whatnot. Because that's the only sorts of living. And the movie depicts of that. The movie tells about this is what's happening. And this is where it has gone to our little kids watching this, doing this type of shit. That's what it's doing. That's what the movie is all about. Making you feel uncomfortable. Maybe it's that movie that makes you feel uncomfortable because you want to deny that reality, but you can't because that's what's really happening in real life. And it's your job to do something about it. That's why people are canceling it and I agree. For those who will watch the movie, they feel like they want to cancel it and blah, blah, blah. More power to you guys. Kudos. But I have an issue with the people who hasn't watched the movie and they criticizing it and they want to boycott Netflix. They want to ban Netflix. They want to cancel their Netflix account. Those are the people that I have a problem with. I have a problem with those people because you didn't do your research. You went on without facts. It's all based on opinion. And this is why we always say, don't judge a book by its cover. Granted, the cover of the book is fucked up. Yeah, like it could be a better cover than that. But there's another one. Looks could be deceiving. Shit. Yes. Again, the look of the trailer and the poster. Yeah, not the brightest idea to choose that one. Like you could have kept with the original one, but no. But it's the concept. Like I said earlier, I'm not gonna criticize this movie. I'm not gonna say anything about this movie because I haven't watched it. I've only seen what people talked about it, the people that watched the movie that talked about it, what their opinion about it, what they thought about it, and that's it. I'm not gonna criticize the movie whether it's good or it's bad. But based off what I heard, it's one of those movies that hits you in the core, makes you uncomfortable. It's one of those movies that, you know, it's going to make you feel like something. And like you don't want to watch it anymore. And that you want to distance yourself. And the reason why there's these certain movies is because it's something in your mind. It triggers you. It triggers you to a point like, shit, bro, like I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen to someone I know, to my daughter, to my cousin, my sister, to anybody. I don't want this to happen, but it's happening. In real life, it is happening. Technology is advancing and kids are learning very quick to the point that they can get to the tablets and do all this type of shit. Something that I will point out that I saw from Abba and Preach. Shout out to those guys. That's another channel you guys should follow, Abba and Preach. They're two comedians who actually report facts with research and whatnot. Love those guys. And they talked about this. And one of the things they say is that one of the critics were saying that this is nothing compared to real life dancing. You thought that seeing girls on a movie twerking and dancing is bad? Like, no. On a dance studio, that when they dance like shit like that, that's how they are. In fact, even worse. Little girls, mind you, soccer moms want to push them to do dancing and they want to be, and they will do whatever it takes to sexualizing them or something like that. Some sick shit. But I was like, oh shit. Wow. But still, people don't have a brain and they still want to criticizing it. And they were like, this is for pedophiles. Pedophiles are going to love this shit and whatnot. Guys, fuck the pedophiles. They can rot in hell for all I care. But besides, this is not the only movie. I've heard and seen dance movies like that, you know, they try to sexualize little girls like that. It's not the first one. And people are talking out of their asses without having seen the movie. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with people that talk out of their asses without having their actual facts on. And it's all based on opinion and what's superficial and what it's in front of them. I get it that you're mad and you're like, you want to boycott, cancel Netflix and ban them, whatever, boycott shit. Like, all right, good luck. It's a multi-million-dollar company. You're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. No way. But yeah, good luck. Good luck. And I get it. Everybody has the right to do that. It's only valid if you've seen the movie. Because I'm pretty sure if you've seen the movie, I'm pretty sure your feelings might change a bit. And you'll be like, ooh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't boycott Netflix. I see what they did in the movie. Once again, guys, huge bad marketing from Netflix. It was a bad decision. And I think that top of Netflix, they fired the entire marketing team for doing some stupid shit. Or whoever were part of that marketing team, I'm pretty sure they fired their asses. Guaranteed. Because they don't want, when they see this, it's affecting their money, trust me, they're going to fire some people for doing some stupid shit like that. Trust me, it's going to happen. But like I said, guys, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't go ahead and start saying like, cancel Netflix without even fucking seeing the fucking movie. I would not see the movie. I'm not interested in seeing it. If I get to see it, then I definitely will feel extremely uncomfortable. But at least I will have a saying and a word say like, hey, I saw the movie and yeah, I don't like it. It's fucked up, but it's basically true shit. It's reality shit. Like I see it's happening in real life and real world, and this is the real world problems that we're having. And everybody's decide to live their own fantasy instead of accepting the reality of it. So that's why we're having these problems. That's why we're having these movies. It's a huge controversial movie. But guys, if you haven't seen the movie, shut the fuck up. Straight up. Shut the fuck up. Speak only when you see the movie, and then you still feel that, no, I don't like it because it does essentialize little girls. Okay, then yeah. I got nothing to say to you. I got nothing against it. It's your own right. But if you haven't seen the movie and it's all based on the trailer and the poster, and you want to boycott or ban Netflix, dude, get a fucking life and shut the fuck up. Don't talk shit about shit that you don't know. Don't come at me with your opinion. Come at me with facts. That's how you win arguments. Facts. When you did your research. If you don't, what are you talking about? So, I don't know, guys. That's my thoughts about it. Like, I don't like that Netflix did that move. I don't like the movie. I'm not gonna watch it. That's me. That's what I think about it. But I'm not gonna talk shit about it if I haven't seen it. And that's sure as hell. I'm not gonna cancel my fucking Netflix account. Well, are you fucking kidding me? And I hate people when they I hate people. They're so hypocrite and stupid. They say, "Oh, you're not canceling Netflix. Oh, so you support pedophiles." Like, what? What? When did I ever say that I support them? Just because I'm not canceling my Netflix account? Get the fuck out of here. I said I'm not gonna watch the movie, but I still had to cancel it? No. I got a lot of shows that I want to watch. I got a lot of movies I want to watch. I want to have as sort of entertainment. Oh, then you're part of the problem. It's like, no, you are part of the problem. You can't tell somebody to cancel their own account just because of a bad movie. And I repeat myself of saying it, but I'm not gonna stop repeating it because I want to make it clear, guys. It's a bad movie, and I keep repeating it because I don't want people to take the contents of what I'm saying. It's a bad movie. Yes, it's a bad. I mean, not bad movie. It's a bad marketing movie. They should have marketed better, and maybe people will tend to watch it better. But Netflix did the horrible job on this, and they should have done that. But once again, I stand my ground with don't judge a book by its cover. Look and see the movie and judge it by yourself. But don't judge about it, and don't tell people to cancel their fucking Netflix account and start saying like, oh, then you support pedos and you support them because you don't want to cancel yourself. It's like, no, I'm not supporting anyone. I didn't even say that. When did I even say that out of my mouth? Like, no, hell no, fuck them, no way. I'm not supporting any of them. But I'm not gonna go ahead and boycott Netflix and cancel my fucking Netflix account because of one stupid ass movie that they did. They could have marketed it way better, but shit, they're fucking stupid about it. But I'm not gonna cancel it because there's still shows I want to watch. And yeah, that's totally up to you if you want to cancel your fucking Netflix. That's all. Again, that's on your own right. But whatever. I'm just talking shit. This is what I think. I'm gonna wrap this up. Oh wow! So we did it under 1 hour. That's good. Wish it could be a little bit earlier, but these are just some of the thoughts I was thinking about it. And to finish it off, Joe Budden is an idiot. He did a horrible negotiation with Spotify. He could have negotiated better. What can you learn from this? First of all, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's first of all. Second of all, if you feel like you're underappreciated and you deserve more, you negotiate. You negotiate, can we get a little bit more? Let's look for a happy medium. And then you get what you want. So don't do Joe Budden. And Joe Budden talking smack to Charlamagne the God. And Charlamagne the God basically silenced Joe Budden. Second thing we talked about, WAP. It's another rap song. Only this time girls are talking about their downstairs. It's not guys. But hey, I'd rather have them talk about downstairs than them encouraging say stuff like, I take some Molly in my flow, I go wasted, get lit, or shit like that. Even though I didn't like the song, but they're trying to normalizing it because we're in such a misogynistic industry, and there's not enough female representation. And I believe females need to take over a little bit more and have more voice. There's gonna be an episode about that, and I'm gonna bring somebody in the industry. Hopefully, she can come around, and we're gonna talk about that type of stuff. So, last thing we learned about the worst marketing movie ever done by Netflix, and they did a horrible job out of it. People are going nuts. It's gonna drop the stats. I don't know how they're gonna recover. They will recover, but they're not gonna get boycotted or banned. That's for sure. But I will say this: don't judge a book by its cover. This is the third time I'm saying it, probably the fourth or fifth. I don't care. I'm not gonna stop saying it. Watch the movie before you start criticizing it. And that's an outlook for an anything. If there's a song, listen to it and then criticize it. Don't be like, oh yeah, that song sucks, but you haven't heard of it. But it sucked. That's like the worst critique ever. So my final thoughts, everything that has happened, Joe Budden is an idiot. Did the worst negotiation ever. And now I don't know where is he heading, because the podcast is probably the only thing that's giving him money. And he will remain a corporate bitch. From Love and Hip Hop, that's MTV, and from P. Diddy on his show. Sorry. You just wasted your opportunity with Spotify. Now nobody wants to make a deal with you. My final thoughts on the WAP. Like I said, it's another hip hop song, and people are just so hypocrites to talk about it by saying like, "Oh, they shouldn't be talking about it. I don't want my little girl to listen to that," but your little girl listens to fucking Snoop Dogg and Daddy Yankee and Nicki Minaj and shit like that, and Lil Wayne and Drake, and they talk shit like that. Like, the fuck? And it's not like we haven't heard all this bad stuff from 50 and Eminem, like the hypocrisy. And my final thoughts, Netflix, you're a bunch of dumb fucks for doing a marketing team. I suggest you fire your entire marketing team for letting this happen and approve it. And everybody you know what? Fire everybody in the marketing team. Everybody in the marketing department. Fire them. Get a new one. Because that was horrible. And you need to clean up on this new PR nightmare that you guys got. And don't judge a book by its cover. If you're gonna critique something, whether it's a song, a movie, or something, watch it, hear it. Don't just critique it just because of your feelings or based of superficial stuff. No. Critique it because you heard and you saw it, and this is what you think about it. And last thing, don't ever fucking say can't do something or cancel because you're supporting this. That's the same thing as I heard from fucking Democrats and Republicans and Trump supporters saying like, I don't support Trump at all. It's like, oh, so you're a liberal, so you're a leftist, huh? And I'm like, no, I don't support the Democrats either. But I didn't even say anything about Democrats or anything. You're assuming. You know what, guys? Don't ever assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Strong words for somebody I knew. So, recommendations. The best thing I can tell you guys in everything, I think the best advice I can give you guys is you don't earn what you deserve, you earn what you negotiate. From Charlemagne the God. That's the best thing I can tell you guys. Like, if you want something, negotiate. Don't just go guns blazing, because that's not gonna work. Not in this industry, and it's very unforgiving industry. So we're gonna wrap this up, guys. So it's a very long episode. I didn't want it to be this long, but we managed to cover it, so we don't have to divide it. So, guys. So thank you guys for listening. And remember, it's a brand new episode with a brand new topic every Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And of course, you can check out my YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com. Comment down below to share your experience, your thoughts, and hey guys, if you guys got something about this, let me know in the comments down below. If you want a certain topic to talk about, let me know and we can talk about it next week. What are your thoughts about this, guys? Let's hear it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Deuces.